Last lecture we have seen degrees of freedom, and from this lecture we are going to start new point, that is the types of motions. Sorry for the interruption. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to see next point, that is motion and its types. Now basically when we are going to see motion, at that time it is divided into two categories. One is called as absolute motion and second one is relative motion. As we know that absolute motion is nothing but the motion which is measured from the stationary point or some reference, whereas relative motion is nothing but the motion which is relative to some other type of motion also. For example, when we are going to apply brakes, at that time brakes or brake shoes, the person who is applying that brakes, person who is implementing force to apply the brake, and the wheel, that is four wheeler or two wheeler, that is in motion. But relative to the brake shoes, the tire or that the road wheel is in rotary motion and brake shoes are in linear motion. That's why it is in relative motion, and hence it is possible to apply brakes. Otherwise, if you see the absolute motion, in that case, some force should be applied relative to the stationary point, and hence that vehicle will come to the stop. That is called as absolute type of motion. And relative motion, that is nothing but the motion which is in respect with some other object which is also in motion but different type of motion. Okay. Again, we can take example that the person who is moving in a bus, moving bus, at that time the person is having the absolute motion with respect to some stationary object, as well as that bus is having absolute motion with respect to some stationary object. For example, we can take tree or buildings. Okay. But the person who is sitting at the back side of that bus, and if the conductor is traveling from back to front of that bus, then that conductor is having relative motion with respect to that person who is sitting at the back. That is called as relative motion. Okay. Then next is plane motion. Again, we can divide this motion in its types. Okay, that is plane motion, then rectilinear motion, then helical or screw type of motion, spherical type of motion. Now, all these are based on how that motion or how that object is having that motion. That plane motion, or it is called as linear motion, that is nothing but the object is moving in linear direction, that is called as linear motion or plane motion. Rectilinear motion, that is nothing but object is rotating about certain point, that is called as rectilinear motion. Okay, helical or screw motion, that is nothing but the object is rotating as well as it is having transverse type of motion, that is linear motion also. That is example is screw or nut and bolt. When we are rotating nut and or bolt, at that time that nut or bolt is having rotary as well as linear motion, transverse motion. Okay, then spherical motion, that is nothing but it can rotate in, that object is rotating also, and it, that is spinning of the ball, that we can take example of the spherical motion. Okay, it is rotating and as well as linear plus rotary motion, that is rotation about its own axis and about some other point also while having the linear motion, that is called a spherical motion. Okay, then next is continuous motion, reciprocating type of motion, oscillating type of motion, then intermittent type of motion. Okay, these motions are also classified based on how that object is moving. Now, all these motions are relative to certain stationary point. That is continuous motion, that is nothing but if any object is traveling linearly, then it is called as continuous motion. It doesn't come to the stop. It is not going to have what we can say zero motion. That is called as continuous motion. That object will remain in motion for infinite time. For example, motion of the earth, that we can put in category of continuous type of motion. But with respect to sun, it is in rotary motion. Okay, again we can say it is repetitive type of motion. Then reciprocating, it comes under the category that the object is having true and fro motion, that is nothing but it is going to reciprocate, it is increasing its value, that is motion is going to increase or velocity is going to increase. That velocity will come to the rest and will revert again, that means that object is going to come back to the original position and again it is going away from the original position, that is called as reciprocating type. That object is having linear type of motion only, but it is moving forward and backward. That is, suppose we take this one object. If this block is moving first in right direction, and if suppose it is traveling up to this point A, at point A it is going to come to the rest and it is reverting its motion. And will suppose come to the point B at the left side. Again, from B, when it is reaching to the B, it is going to again revert, again come back to the original position and again is moving to its extreme position. But motion is in linear type. That object is not rotating, it is just moving in linear way. Are you getting me? Then next motion is oscillatory type. Oscillatory motion, that is nothing but if any object is oscillating about certain point. For example, wipers of automobile, or this will take, and if it is going to have this motion, it is extreme position, then it is going to revert and is going to reach to the extreme position. This type of motion is called as oscillatory type motion. Okay, an intermediate, that is nothing but neither reciprocating nor oscillating type. This is very rare type of motion. Okay, we generally doesn't observe this type of motion, but in some cases where we are going to consider that the object is moving on some curved path, but that curvature has an infinite radius, and for sake of simplicity we are going to consider it as a straight line, but it is originally having curvature. That is nothing but the object which is moving on the surface of earth. Actually, we know that earth is round, but for the limited distance, what we are going to consider that earth is plane, and we are going to consider that it is having plane motion. Okay, plane linear motion, but it has actually circular or that rotary rectilinear motion. Getting? The next type is uniform motion. Uniform motion, that is nothing but velocity doesn't get changed. That you are going to say as a uniform motion. Then variable motion, where the velocity is going to change. That is called as variable motion. And next is simple harmonic motion. The motion which repeat itself, that is called as simple harmonic motion, which is harmonic in nature. Let me draw here. This type of motion you are going to call as a harmonic motion, which is going to repeat itself about certain point. Then all oscillating type of motion as well as this reciprocating motions are coming under the category of this simple harmonic motion. Basically, we are going to convert it into simple harmonic. Otherwise, it is not a simple, it is a complicated one. But sake of simplicity, we are going to convert it into simple harmonic motion, and we say that it is going to repeat itself, okay, after certain interval of time. That you are going to call as a simple harmonic motion. For example, we can say motion of earth around the sun. It is also simple harmonic motion because it is going to repeat itself after certain interval of time. That interval of time is 1 year actually. Okay, and earth is rotating about its own axis. It is also going to repeat itself, and that repetitions occurs after 1 day. That you are going to call as a simple harmonic motion. These are some, okay, one more point we have to take. Now, this point is important. After observing all type of that motions, after studying all that type of motion, we are going to concentrate on this motion. Okay, one is called as completely constrained motion. That is when we are applying constraints, as we have seen degrees of freedom. If we are going to restrict some degrees of freedom, that is nothing but you are applying constraints on that. You are not allowing that body or that component to move in that particular direction, in its that particular freedom. So that is called as completely constrained. That is, if you are able to apply constraints on that, then it is called as completely constrained motion. The second is called as partially constrained. If we apply restriction in such a way that it may or may not be having motion in that direction. Suppose we put some restriction to move that object in X direction, and if that component is again moving in that is partially type of constraints are applied, and that you are going to call as a partially constrained motion. Okay, and last one is incompletely constrained motion. This incompletely, that is nothing but constraints are not applied. That is incompletely constrained motion. This partially constrained motion is also called as successfully constrained motion. That is nothing but we are going to apply such type of constraints in such a way that we are going to, though the restrictions are applied, if you are removing that particular restriction or that particular force or other type of constraint, then that body will not be remain low in that constraint, that you are going to call as a successfully constrained motion. Now these three motions we'll see in details. Now see here, we are going to have one object that is gray color, that is bearing, inside which we have placed this shaft, okay, blue color shaft, and this red one is nothing but the collars which are applied from both sides, okay, that collars which are applied on that shaft. Now one can tell me that whether it is possible to have motion to this shaft in linear direction. In this direction, whether it is possible to have motion of shaft.
No, sir.
Wag, no, Wag is saying no. Rakesh, what you are saying, Rakesh?
No, sir. It has no motion in linear.
It will not move, right? Okay.
Yes.
Then it can only rotate. That shaft only can rotate inside the bearing. It cannot have linear type of, it cannot oscillate. It cannot have linear motion, okay? Axial motion about the longitudinal axis of that shaft, right? So we can say it is a completely constrained motion. Though you are going to apply force in any direction, suppose I apply this force in this direction on the periphery of the shaft. Can you see this force which is applied? Then this force will get divided in two components. One is in this direction, and this component is trying to push this shaft inside the bearing or to the right side. But this component cannot do it. And remaining component, which is on the periphery, which is again perpendicular to this component, will try to rotate this shaft. Then that component which is perpendicular, that can rotate this shaft, but the component which is along the axis of that shaft cannot move that shaft towards the longitudinal direction, in the longitudinal direction. So that we have applied such a geometrical constraints. आता ही कॉलर बसवणं म्हणजे त्याच्यावर आपण geometrical constraint apply केले. Okay, these are called as geometrical constraints. So we have applied this geometrical constraint in such a way that that shaft will have only one direction motion, though we are going to apply force in any direction. Okay, so that is called as completely constrained motion. Any doubt? Yes. Should I repeat it? समजले सगळ्यांना? Let me know, yes or no.
Yes, sir.
रिपीट करायला पाहिजे का? हाँ राकेश, yes.
No, sir. No, sir.
ओके, ठीक आहे. दॅट मीन्स आपण जॉमेट्रिकल असे कन्स्टंट अप्लाय करायचे की जेणेकरून आता आपण जर सगळेच डायरेक्शन त्याचे रिस्ट्रिक्ट केले तर आपल्याला पाहिजे ती मोशन पण मिळणार नाही. मग त्याचा काय ते एक दगड तयार होऊन जाईल, राईट. त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला त्याचा म्हणजे त्या टाईपच्या लिंकचा किंवा त्या टाईपच्या जॉईंटचा काहीच उपयोग नाही, किंवा त्या टाईपच्या मोशनचा पण काही उपयोग नाही. आता इथं दोन लिंक आहेत, एक आहे बेरिंग, दुसरा आहे शाफ्ट. त्या दोन लिंकना आपण एकत्र जोडलंय, त्याला आपण जॉईंट म्हणतो. त्या जॉईंट मध्ये असा कन्स्टंट अप्लाय केले तर आपण किती एकाच डायरेक्शनला मूव्ह होऊ शकेल, म्हणजे 1 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम त्याला मिळाली. ऍटलिस्ट 1 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम त्या जॉईंट मध्ये असायला पाहिजे, तरच आपण त्याला कायनॅमेटिक जॉईंट म्हणू. आता ह्या केसमध्ये साईडला कॉलर अप्लाय केल्यामुळं काय झालं की तो शाफ्ट त्याच्या लॉन्जिट्युडनल डायरेक्शनला मूव्ह होऊ शकणार नाही, तो फक्त रोटेट होऊ शकेल. तर अशा टाईपच्या मोशनला कम्प्लिटली कन्स्ट्रेंट मोशन म्हणायचं. ओके. The next is incompletely constrained motion. Now if we remove the collars from that shaft आपण त्या कॉलर काढून टाकल्या, आता काय होईल की हा जो शाफ्ट आहे, हा शाफ्ट इट कॅन रेसिप्रोकेट ऑल्सो अँड इट कॅन रोटेट ऑल्सो. त्याला म्हणायचं इनकम्प्लिटली कन्स्ट्रेंट मोशन. म्हणजे जर आपण फोर्स अप्लाय केला मागाच्या सारखा, तर तो त्याचा ऍक्झियल कंपोनंट काय करेल, शाफ्टला राईट साईडला ढकलेल, शाफ्ट तिकडे जाईल. आणि त्याचा पेरिफेरिकल टँजेन्शियल कंपोनंट काय करेल, शाफ्टला रोटेट करेल. इट मीन्स दॅट इट कॅन रोटेट ऑल्सो अँड इट कॅन ट्रॅव्हल इन दॅट लिनियर डायरेक्शन ऑल्सो. In this case, it is called as incompletely constrained motion. Because if suppose we don't want to have any other that linear motion, only rotary motion is allowed. If you expect, then this type of construction cannot be allowed that it will only rotate. So linear पण move होऊ शकेल. That's why it is called as incompletely constrained motion. अशा टाईपचे जॉईंट जे असतात ते मेकॅनिझम मध्ये चालत नाहीत. कारण मेकॅनिझम असं पाहिजे की आपण जर फोर्स अप्लाय केला तर त्या पर्टिक्युलर डायरेक्शनला त्यानं पर्टिक्युलर आउटपुट दिलं पाहिजे, मेजरेबल आउटपुट दिलं पाहिजे, प्रिडिक्टेबल आउटपुट दिलं पाहिजे. ओके. Otherwise, if suppose we apply force in such a way that the next link we cannot predict where it will be go, whether it will rotate, whether it will reciprocate, whether it will be oscillate, which it cannot be predicted. कधी कधी ती रोटेट होईल, कधी कधी oscillate होईल, कधी कधी लिनियर मोशन मध्ये पण जाईल, रेसिप्रोकेट होईल. असं जर असेल कधी कधी, तर दॅट कॅनॉट बी युजफुल फॉर द मेकॅनिझम. इथं असं पाहिजे की आपण रोटरी मोशन दिली तर डेफिनेटली इट विल कन्वर्ट इनटू रेसिप्रोकेटिंग, और रेसिप्रोकेटिंग दिली तर डेफिनेटली इट विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू रोटरी. that type of linkage or kinematic chain is able to convert into mechanism. Okay. आता here I will give one example. पूर्वी M80 नावाची गाडी होती आणि कधी कधी त्याचे किक आपण स्टार्टिंगला किक वापरतो. कधी कधी काय व्हायचं की ते रिव्हर्स डायरेक्शनला त्याचा क्रँक फिरला जायचा. म्हणजे त्या M80 मधला एक ड्रॉबॅक होता. आफ्टर सर्टन इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम, भरपूर त्याचा वापर झाल्यानंतर असं व्हायचं, किक मारल्यानंतर इंजिन रोटेट व्हायचं, इंजिन चालू पण व्हायचं, बट दॅट क्रँक गेट्स रोटेट इन द अपोजिट डायरेक्शन. तो क्रँक अपोजिट डायरेक्शनला रोटेट व्हायचा. त्या केसमध्ये जर फर्स्ट गिअर टाकला तर गाडी रिव्हर्स जाण्याची शक्यता होती आणि ते गिअर टाकल्यानंतरच कळायचं ते. ओके. सो दॅट टाइप ऑफ मेकॅनिझम और दॅट whatever may be the company who is producing such type of vehicle where you want to go in forward direction and if you go to the backward direction, then that type of vehicle or that type of machinery you will not purchase, right? कधी कधी तसं होतं. सो इट गेट्स फेल लॅटर ऑन. ते प्रोडक्शन पण बंद झालं त्याचं. त्यानंतर त्यांनी M80 मेजॉर नावाची एक दुसरी गाडी काढली. ओके. So that was the drawback at the design level only. Later on they overcome that problem. तर तशा टाईपच्या जॉईंटला म्हणायचं इनकम्प्लीट constrained motion, if that joint is given to give that incomplete motion. Now last one is successfully constrained motion. Now this successfully constrained motion, that is nothing but if suppose we want to rotate this shaft, blue shaft आहे तो rotate करायचा आहे आपल्याला. ओके. ठीक आहे. ह्या शाफ्टला आपल्याला रोटेशन द्यायचे आहेत आणि वरच्या डायरेक्शननं आपण त्याच्यावर एक हेवी वेट ठेवलं. ओके. आणि खाली त्याला सपोर्ट देण्यासाठी थ्रस्ट बेरिंग वापरले. द बेरिंग विच इज सपोर्ट twisting any shaft in its longitudinal direction. That is called as thrust bearing. त्याचा जो thrust येतोय तो thrust तो sustain करतोय. Okay, such type of situation occurs in vertical turbine. एखादा vertical turbine असेल तिथं अशी सिच्युएशन येते. किंवा सिलिंग फॅन जे असतात वरती आपण छताला जोडलेले सिलिंग फॅन, त्याचं सगळं वेट आहे ते खाली ऍक्ट होतं. मग त्याला वरती सपोर्ट करणारा आणि ते रोटेट पण होत असतात. मग त्याला जो वरती कोण सपोर्ट करतो तो रोटेशन अलाव करतो, पण त्याला लॉन्जिट्युडिनल डायरेक्शन मध्ये मूव्ह व्हायला अलाव करत नाही. त्याला थ्रस्ट बेरिंग म्हणतात. ओके, आता ही दिस सिच्युएशन इज देअर. इफ वी रिमूव्ह दिस फोर्स देन दिस शाफ्ट कॅन मूव्ह इन लिनियर डायरेक्शन. म्हणजे तो शाफ्ट आपण उचलून वर घेऊ शकतो. ओके, जर फोर्स वरचा ते हेवी वेट आहे ते काढून टाकलं तर दॅट शाफ्ट कॅन मूव्ह इन अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन ऑल्सो. Okay, it definitely it will not go to the downward direction because where restriction is restricting its motion in downward direction, thrust bearing apply केल्यामुळं. पण it can move in upward direction. Okay, पण जोपर्यंत तो फोर्स आहे वरचं हेवी वेट आहे, it will only can rotate. It will not have linear motion or longitudinal motion. Okay, this type of motion is called as successfully constrained motion. And who has made this successful? This applied force. हा जो व्हर्टिकल फोर्स अप्लाय केलाय तो जोपर्यंत आहे तोपर्यंत हा शाफ्ट फक्त रोटेट होईल. तो रिमूव्ह केला इट विल मूव्ह इन अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन ऑल्सो. ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ, आणि द सेकंड थिंग इज दॅट बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स ग्रॅव्हिटी और ग्रॅव्हिटेशनल फोर्स, इट्स वेट, if the shaft is sufficient heavy, then also this force is acting in downward direction. Okay, its own weight is also acting in downward direction. That's why the shaft only will rotate. Getting me? No problem? Up to this point, any problem? If you do have, please ask me. If you don't want to ask directly, you can put in comment box also. आतापर्यंत शिकवलेल्यात काही अडचण आहे का, क्युरी आहे का, शंका आहे का? Can you hear me? No problem. Misal is saying no problem. Okay. Can we move further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, we have seen the basic component of mechanism or kinematic chain, that is link. When this link is connected to the other link, joint will form. We have seen joints also, type of joints that we have seen. Okay. Next, we have seen the motion which is occurring between two links. Okay. Out of that, we have seen the constraint, completely constrained motion and successfully constrained motion. That two motions can be used in mechanism or in kinematic chain. Okay. Next, what we are going to see is type of chain. Now, till now we have seen the chain, kinematic chain. Now we are going to see this which type of chain will become kinematic chain, that we are going to see. Otherwise, chain which we are going to use in our neck, that is also called a chain. वेगवेगळ्या लिंक एकमेकाला जोडलेल्या असल्या तर त्याला आपण चेन म्हणतो. ओके, किंवा तुम्ही फील्ड वर्क साठी मागच्या वर्षी तुम्ही एक्सपेरिमेंट केला असेल, आय डोंट नो वेदर इट इज यू डन इट ऑर नॉट. सर्वे मध्ये तुम्ही चेन वापरले असतील. ओके, ती पण चेनच आहे, बट वेदर इट विल बिकम कायनामॅटिक चेन, ती कायनामॅटिक चेन होऊ शकते का आणि पुढे जाऊन त्याचं परत मेकॅनिझम तयार होईल का हे आपल्याला चेक करायचं आहे. Now there are basically two types of chain. One is called as open chain, and second one is called as closed chain. Open is nothing but one end of chain is not connected to the other end of that chain. That is called as open type of. Only links are connected with each other, and that links are having relative motion with each other. That is called as open type of chain. म्हणजे तुम्ही मागच्या वर्षी सर्वेसाठी जी चेन वापरली होती त्याला ओपन टाइप ऑफ चेन म्हणायचं. ओके, but it is a chain because links are connected with each other. And second is called as closed, when one end of chain is connected with the other end, that is called as closed type of chain. ही चेन क्लोज झाले, म्हणजे प्रत्येक लिंक एकमेकाला कनेक्टेड आहे आणि लास्ट एंड फर्स्टच्या लिंकच्या एंडला कनेक्ट केले, that is called as closed. आता ही क्लोज चेन झाले. Now this open chain never will become kinematic chain. There is possibility that the chain can become kinematic chain only when the chain is closed. जर ती चेन क्लोज असेल तरच त्या चेनचं मेकॅनिझम मध्ये कन्व्हर्जन किंवा कायनॅमेटिक चेन मध्ये कन्व्हर्जन होऊ शकतं. Okay? Now next we will move further. Now which chain will become kinematic chain, or what is the definition of kinematic chain? Yes, Shivraj. Shivraj, do you want to say something? You have unmuted yourself. Shivraj Bhusnar. Hello. Hello. Okay. Now, what is definition of kinematic chain that we are going to see? Now, all closed chains may become kinematic chain only if the motion which is provided to one link is transmitted and can be predicted, or definite motion is transmitted from one link to other link, that is called as kinematic chain. Now what it means, once again, the kinematic chain is assembly of links in which the relative motion of links is possible and motion of each relative to the other is definite. Definite means predictable, एक definite motion आहे, okay, that you can predict, or that you can say that it will have that type of motion only, that you can make judgment, okay, with the help of mathematics, that you are going to say as a definite motion. आणि हे जिथं असतं तीच चेन कायनेमॅटिक चेन होऊ शकते. फॉर एक्झाम्पल की ए टाइप ऑफ चेन, इथे ए दिले नंबर त्याला, बी आणि सी, ह्या तीन चेन आहेत दॅट कॅन बिकम कायनेमॅटिक चेन. विल टेक एक्झाम्पल ऑफ ए टाइप ऑफ chain. Now this one link is connected to the other, and third and fourth. These are the four links which are connected with each other. If we rotate link number 1, then this link number 2 will get oscillate, okay, as well as it will have oscillatory motion. And link number 3 will have again oscillatory motion. Whereas if we keep this link number 4 as a stationary. परत एकदा सांगतो की ज्या चेन मध्ये पहिली तर गोष्ट पाहिजे की दॅट चेन शुड बी क्लोज्ड चेन, ओके. अँड सेकंड थिंग इज दॅट इफ वी प्रोव्हाइड मोशन टू वन लिंक, देन द अदर लिंक विल हॅव डेफिनेट ऑर प्रिडिक्टेबल मोशन. म्हणजे एका लिंकला जर आपण मोशन दिली तर दुसऱ्या लिंकची मोशन ही डेफिनेटच असली पाहिजे, म्हणजे तशीच असली पाहिजे जशी वी आर गोइंग टू डिसाइड, डिझायनर इज गोइंग टू डिसाइड. Okay. And that type of motion, मगाशी ते एमएटीचे एक्झाम्पल घेतलं होतं, अशा केसमध्ये जर समजा तुमच्याकडे बाईक आहे and if you are using kick for the starting of that bike, आणि तुम्ही ज्यावेळेला किक मारता किंवा स्टार्टिंग करता त्या बाईकचं, आणि if it is rotating in the forward direction, where we require only that crank should rotate in forward direction. But if by mistake it rotates in the opposite direction, in backward direction, okay, then definitely that type of motion is not predictable, definite, पाहिजे तशी नाहीये ती. Then that chain will not become a kinematic chain. Okay. Again, we will elaborate this concept in on next points. Okay. Any question? Hito काय? Hello. कोणाला शंका आहे? Now next is non-kinematic chain. Non-kinematic chain means the chain where one link is connected to the other link, but the motion of one link is not transmitted in definite manner to the other link. That you are going to call as a non-kinematic chain. Okay, गळ्यात घातलेली तुम्ही गळ्यात घातलेली chain ही non-kinematic chain आहे. Okay, whereas reciprocating mechanism, that reciprocating chain which is used in two-wheelers or in any engine, reciprocating engine, that is a kinematic chain. Okay, किंवा सायकलचं पॅडल आणि चेन आणि त्याचं स्प्रॉकेट हे आहे कायनेमॅटिक चेन आहे. Because if you are going to provide the forward motion, that motion will be provided to the rear wheel or road wheel, that is in definite manner. त्याच्या अपोजिट जर तुम्ही फिरवलं तर ते अपोजिट मोशन ट्रान्समिट होत नाही रेअर व्हीलला. ओके, म्हणजे डेफिनेट मोशन तिथे मिळते. इट इज कॉल्ड एज कायनेमॅटिक चेन. ओके, then mechanism. Once you decide the kinematic chain, then if any one link of kinematic chain is fixed, it becomes a mechanism. All other restriction, all other definitions of that kinematic chain remains as it is. There is nothing but mechanism is nothing but a kinematic chain in which one link is fixed and motion given to the other link will be transmitted to the next link in definite manner. That you are going to say as a mechanism. Okay, Shubham is saying no problem. Okay. मेकॅनिझम कशाला म्हणायचं? एकदा आपण कायनेमॅटिक चेन फिक्स केली. कायनेमॅटिक चेन म्हणजे काय की एकाच लिंकला दिलेली मोशन डेफिनेट मॅनर मध्ये दुसऱ्या लिंकला जाते. अशा टाईपच्या चेन मधील एखादी लिंक जर फिक्स केली तर त्या कायनेमॅटिक चेनचं मेकॅनिझम तयार होतं. आता ती फिक्स पण का करायची? कारण हवेत जर आपण ती लिंक किंवा ते मेकॅनिझम सोडलं आणि ते जर तिकडच जात असेल, इफ इट इज नॉट युजफुल टू अस, देन इट विल नॉट सेड ॲज अ मेकॅनिझम. फिक्स का करायची? बिकॉज दॅट मोशन विच वी वॉन्ट इज रिलेटिव्ह मोशन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू समथिंग, and that is called as we are going to support that kinematic chain. त्या कायनेमॅटिक चेनला जिथं सपोर्ट देतो ती एक लिंक आहे फिक्स केलेली, आणि रिलेटिव्ह टू दॅट मग राहिलेल्या ज्या लिंक आहेत त्या मूव्ह होत राहतात. पण राहिलेल्या लिंक मध्ये पण मोशन कशी पाहिजे की एका लिंकला दिलेली मोशन दुसऱ्या लिंकला डेफिनेट मॅनर मध्ये ट्रान्समिट झाली पाहिजे. ओके, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज मेकॅनिझम. Then next is inversions. Inversions are nothing but if we go on fixing different links in same mechanism, then it is called as its inversion. म्हणजे इन्व्हर्जन म्हणजे काय की समजा मगाच्या एक्झाम्पल मधील आपण पहिली ए टाइप ऑफ चेन घेतली, हे जी की कायनेमॅटिक चेन आहे. कशी आहे ते आपण नंतर बघू. पुढच्या स्लाइड मध्ये आपल्याला कळेल की ही फोरबार आहे ती एक बेसिक मेकॅनिझम आहे. त्याला फोरबार लिंक मेकॅनिझम म्हणतात. आणि ही जी आहे एक फोरबार कायनेमॅटिक चेन आहे. त्यातली एक लिंक फिक्स केली त्याचं मेकॅनिझम होईल. ओके, आता या केसमध्ये आपण म्हणतोय की इन्व्हर्जन्स म्हणजे काय. समजा मी इथं नंबरिंग देतो. यह है लिंक नंबर 1, यह है लिंक नंबर 2, लिंक नंबर 3, यह है लिंक नंबर 4. ओके. त्या केसमध्ये सपोज वी फिक्स link 1, it is called as first inversion. If we fix link number 2, it is called as second inversion. If we fix link number 3 and allow to have the relative motion between 4, 1 and 2, it is called as third type of inversion. And if we fix fourth link and allow to move link number 1, 2 and 3 relative with each other, then it is called as fourth inversion. आता ह्या फोर्थ इन्व्हर्जनच्या पुढं अजून ह्या 4 लिंकच्या मेकॅनिझम मध्ये पॉसिबल आहे का एखादं इन्व्हर्जन? माझा क्वेश्चन समजलाय? फॉरबार लिंक मेकॅनिझम मध्ये आपण 4 इन्व्हर्जन करू शकतो, कारण त्याच्यामध्ये 4 लिंक आहेत. 4 मध्ये ज्यावेळेला आपण पहिली लिंक आपण नंबरिंग दिलेलं आहे, तुम्ही नंबरिंग चेंज करू शकता, पण त्यातला जो कोण पहिला असेल त्याला फिक्स केलं तर इट इज कॉल्ड एज फर्स्ट इन्व्हर्जन. नंतर पहिल्यावरचं रिस्ट्रिक्शन हटवलं, दॅट मीन्स इट इज मेड ॲज अ फ्री, त्याला फिक्स केलं नाही, दुसऱ्या लिंकला फिक्स केलं, इट्स ऑल कन्स्टेंट्स आर अप्लाय. म्हणजे जे 6 डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम त्याला होत्या त्या ऑलरेडी आपण जॉईंट केल्यामुळं 3 मध्ये कन्वर्ट झालेले आहेत. 3 मधल्या पण त्याच्यामध्ये एक लिंक दुसऱ्या लिंकला जर जोडली तर त्याच्यामध्ये काही मोशन कन्स्टंट होतात. ओके. मग 2 नंबरची लिंक फिक्स केली आपण, पहिल्याला सोडून दिली तर त्याला म्हणायचं सेकंड इन्व्हर्जन. त्यानंतर 1 आणि 2 फ्री केल्या, 3 नंबर फिक्स केली, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज थर्ड इन्व्हर्जन. त्यानंतर 1, 2, 3 फ्री ठेवल्या आणि चौथ्याला फिक्स केली, दिस कॉल्ड एज फोर्थ इन्व्हर्जन. समजलंय? एनी डाऊट? हॅलो
सर आपण कोणत्याही 2 फिक्स केले तर
एका
म्हणजे कोण 1 आणि 2 नंबर म्हणजे 2 एकत्र फिक्स केले तर ते काय होतं?
हा, म्हणजे एका वेळेला 2 फिक्स केल्या तर का?
हा सर.
हा
येस सर.
हा, एका वेळेला जर 2 फिक्स केल्या तर ते मेकॅनिझमच राहणार नाही, कारण ह्या 4 मध्ये जर 2 तुम्ही फिक्स केल्या तर तिसऱ्याला मोशन दिलेले चौथ्याला ट्रान्समिट होईल की नाही सांगता येत नाही.
ओके सर.
ओके. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?